Okay, this sounds dumb, but hear me out.
Okay, anytime someone starts with hear me out, they're the a-hole. That's where I'm leading. We'll see if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong.
I have always been a picky eater, especially when it comes to tomatoes.
Okay.
Ever since I was a kid, my dad would make my spaghetti different from the rest of the house.
You're the a-hole.
I like having an essence of the sauce flavor on the noodles, but not the overpowering flavor having the noodles bathed in sauce. So here's where it gets a bit odd. My dad would separate my spaghetti from the family's after putting the sauce on, and then he would rinse the sauce off with the sink and strainer.
Okay.
And then I would love the noodles like this as it adds a nice subtle tomato vibe.
I just hate this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 20. Her boyfriend, 26, has known about this since we first started dating. He has always told me that my food habits were cute. We have been dating for almost 3 years now and have moved in together, blah, blah, blah. Ever since we moved in together, he has insisted on taking charge of cooking and all cooking-related tasks, dishes, grocery shopping, etc. And he has assigned me the role of cleaning the bulk of the apartment. We split the other tasks pretty much 50-50. Okay?
Seems fair.
Everything was perfect, and he always seemed to be making the noodles the way I liked them when we had them.
Okay.
This was until last week when we had spaghetti. We ate and everything was good, but afterwards he started teasing me by saying things like, you really like your pasta with an essence of tomato, and how's your tomato essence?
Oh, he's the a-hole. Dang it. He done cracked the code and ruined it.
Always using finger quotes around the word essence. After a few comments, I felt something was off, and I asked him if he had done anything differently with tonight's noodles than he usually does, and he started laughing. When he finally stopped laughing, he told me the whole truth while smirking. He said, I didn't do anything different than I usually do. I have never been making it the way that you requested. Apparently, the entire time that we've been living together, he has just been skipping the pasta sauce on my noodles entirely. He claimed that if I didn't notice for this long, it shouldn't matter, and he is making dinner in a way that is easier for him.
Yeah.
I disagree entirely. I think the lying was a huge breach of trust, and so was the refusal to make my dinner how I wanted. I've admittedly been acting passive-aggressive to him since, but he thinks I did nothing wrong, or he did nothing wrong. Am I overreacting? Do I need to let it go? Am I the a-hole?
Just blow up the whole thing, because it's not worth his time.
When I was reading it, I was like, what do you even mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you even mean? So you're saying that your dad would take your noodles and then he would rinse the strainer, or he would like put it in a strainer. So
essentially, Dad puts tomato on the noodles, then goes, oh snap, I forgot to take the tomato sauce off. Let me rinse her thing of tomato sauce off, and then gives it to her, like the whole extra step.
What do you mean? Like essence of tomato sauce?
No, Dad's an a-hole, she's an a-hole, he's an a-hole.
Like, it has to have been so ridiculously nothing for him to be serving her plain noodles this whole time, and she just genuinely had no idea that it was any different from what she had at her house. Like, and now, but here's the thing. Realistically, can she be upset that he's been lying to her?
No.
Not even that, like, he's been doing it differently. Because should he have... Because, again, we're in a dating phase, right? So if you have a girl that's like, I like the essence of the tomato sauce, is it not your responsibility to say, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. If you want your noodles a certain way, you can do that yourself. I'm not doing that.
You probably could do that. You should do that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, it's all stupid.
I think it's ridiculous, right? And I don't think that she should be upset. Especially like the boyfriend said, if you haven't noticed, then you shouldn't be this angry.
Well, quite frankly, you know what's happening is the boyfriend's he's pushing the limits. He's kind of like, you know what? I'm not doing this stupid crap, and I'm not letting her have this stupid story. Like, it's like he's probably already done. Well, so now he's like, hey, let me pull this card just for fun because I've been doing it for long enough.
Maybe, but also it could just be something where he's like, this isn't that big of a deal. This is ridiculous. And if she was to break up with him, he would be completely shocked because realistically,
I just think
him it's about the noodles. For her, it's about the dishonesty.
I think he knows if he's like, look, if she gets frustrated and breaks up with me, I don't care.
Maybe.
I think that's where, it's a stupid thing, and that is a thing that is possible. But I think he knows, like, I've dated one girl too. Like, she was like, what if I do this and do this, do this? And I'm like, then it's over. And she was like, oh. And at that point, I knew that it was over. And it was just like, I just don't care. Yeah, I was like, look, if you're going to do this or that, because she wanted to go party and go to a club. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to go. It's like, well, what if I dance with somebody else? And you can dance with somebody else. I don't care. It's like, what if I go home with them? It's like, go home with them. I don't care. Do whatever you want. And it's like, you don't even like me. And I'm like, you might be right, actually. I don't, like, this is, what an eye-opening revelation.
There's a lot of relationships that are just convenience relationships. Yeah. Like, I'm just in this relationship because, you know, it makes it so that I don't have to date, because dating sucks.
Yeah, dating's worse.
You know, and especially for women, it's kind of like, we go out to dinner,
especially for women.
What?
Dating's the worst for guys.
No, I'm saying, like, for women, it's easy to fall into convenience relationships.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
It's like, for women, it's like, he takes me out for dinner, you know, like, generally speaking, I just think that a lot of these relationships sound like they might just be convenience relationships. However, I do think that this little disagreement situation, like the noodles one, I think that sounds like a very regular thing that would happen in any relationship. Not the noodles situation specifically, but just something small like that where you're like, this doesn't actually matter. Yeah. You know? And then, yes, you can be annoyed, and then you can kind of just move on and be like, okay, well, it was annoying that he did that way, or she did that way.
Yeah, but if you like want to blow it up over that, and it's like, perfectly acceptable.
You're so angry about it that you are going to take it to Reddit and be like, am I the a-hole for being upset about this? Like, probably yes then.
Yeah.
Like, because it sounds like he's like, listen, this isn't a big deal. But she's turning it into this, like, well, then I can't trust you. You know? And is that...
And quite frankly, you can't.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Is that valid?
Yeah, it's valid. But it's just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how... I probably would handle it the same way as a boyfriend. Like, I ain't doing that. And then, except for, I would do it like on the first time. Hey, was that any different? No. Okay, we're doing it my way from now on. And then, and then it would be like, hey, like, if we have a fight and tiff over it, I'm not going to put noodles on and wash it down the drain. That is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? 0%. Like, you take that madness somewhere else.
Weird thing to have.
Yeah. But there's somebody for everybody, and your dad clearly did it. Or maybe he even didn't do it. Can you imagine just like, I can imagine Dad did it one time.
All of a sudden Dad's like, girl.
Bet she wants plain ones. Rinses it off because he forgot. Then from forevermore, it's just like, I took him out.
Imagine thinking you're getting the essence of tomato and you're getting nothing.
You're just dumb as rocks.
Yeah, like, you're like, this is what tomato tastes like.
Yeah.
No, that tastes like a noodle. They're not the same.
No, you're a clown.